Coach Toyin. Welcome to today's session. Bring your business ideas to life. How are you doing? Thank you to those who are joining. Hi, Dan. Thank you for joining. We also have LinkedIn Live, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Clubhouse going at the same time. So thank you so much for being here. Hi, Dan. How are you today? Are you able to speak? If not, I'll just keep going. Okay. For those who are joining with audio, do feel free to come up to the stage if you have any questions or if you have any comments you would like to share. And do use the chat space to ask questions and to engage as well. For those who may be new to my work, my name is Toyin. You met Siri. I serve as a business coach and business strategist. I am the founder and CEO of Nazaru. I'm the author of Mindset of an Entrepreneur and the Entrepreneurs Academy. I also teach international trade development, export development, and then I train government stakeholders as well, and I host events. Anyway, there's so much more to me, but do feel free to check out my bio if you need more information, particularly around my TV show, where I host government and investors to really advance and support the business community. So today, I want to dive into this concept of ideas. Ideas, where do ideas come from? And the process we all have to go through, particularly if we want to commercialize our ideas. Like everybody has ideas, we all have ideas, you have ideas, we have hopes, dreams, aspirations, but not everybody has developed the skill, okay, to actually commercialize their idea, create business ventures from their business ideas. And there's actually a course that I designed like over maybe at least 2 years ago. I think maybe 2020 was when I designed this course. That's the title is actually Bring Your Ideas to Life. So I'm just going to bring a few thoughts from that class into this today's session, and I'm sure it's going to be beneficial to you. Okay, ideas hold, you know, possibilities. It's like a seed. So I'm going to use the analogy of a farmer. Okay, is that a farmer has a seed in their hands and you have a choice, right? Seeds can be abandoned, seeds can be planted, right? Seeds can be left dormant, right? Ideas also can be packed and left dormant. Ideas can be planted. Ideas can be eaten. you know. Oh my gosh. I'm just trying to use analogies to help paint a picture so that people understand exactly what I'm sharing and you can personalize it for your own journey. So, again, thank you to those who are joining. For those on chat on video, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know where you're joining from. I always like my sessions to be interactive. Okay. So, thank you again for being here. So when it comes to idea, the very first thing is when ideas come into your mind, you first have to make it yours. You have to say yes to ideas because many ideas are flowing through us, a sense of possibility. I can do this, I can do this, and then I can do that, right? Most people do not mature ideas from concepts into reality, which is what I want to share with you today. What's going on and how you can accelerate implementation of ideas. So when ideas are flowing through you, what do you do with your ideas? One of the most powerful things you can do is to write it down, right? Because the heart of creation, creativity, I always say entrepreneurship is the highest, fullest expression of human creativity and productivity. Because ideas need producers, ideas seek out creators, ideas are seeking out visionaries that can see the vision of what's possible when this idea fully manifests itself. Not everybody can cast a vision that is big enough for that idea, right? Not everyone can invest in an idea. Not everyone believes in an idea. Not everyone is ready to take risks on behalf of the idea they see. Okay? So ideas are always seeking people who can believe enough in the possibility that that idea holds, the possible future. The idea shows you a possible future, but the future is not guaranteed. Okay, I see Nduke Victor. It says, my name is Victor, joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Awesome. I know we have a global following. So, yeah, feel free to drop your comments, name, introduce yourself. This is interactive session. Okay. So ideas are seeking visionaries, people who can see a possible future. That's what gets us all started, because the future you see is the one you invest in. The future you see is the one you take risks for. The future you believe in is the one you chase and you run after. The one you don't see, you're not going to pursue. The one you don't believe in, you're not going to invest in, right? So ideas are seeking visionaries, people who can see the possible future when this idea manifests fully. Okay, so this is such a powerful phenomenon. Okay, this is so powerful that when you have an idea, the idea is always at its smallest, right? Infant, it's always at an infancy level at the beginning. All idea is like a speck, a dot when they start, right? The visionary that believes in the possibility of that idea is the one to fan it and to make it bigger and to expand it, right? To expand it, to increase the chances of that idea betting, okay, the reality it holds. Okay? So when you hold a seed in your hand, you know, that seed, that's why Bible talk, Jesus said, faith as small as a mustard seed, right? Is that the seed itself, okay, holds potential. But it remains a potential if that seed is not disrupted. Okay? The seed remains a seed if it's not planted, because the principle of planting, right? It breaks down the seed so that the seed can unlock what it holds within it. So a seed by itself is just a seed, but a seed planted in the right ground, watered, right, with fertilizer invested in, will start growing and getting bigger. So let me ask you this question. The state of your heart, the state of your mind, the state of your affairs, is it a fertile ground for seeds to manifest? Okay, when you have ideas, because here's what happens, people kill their ideas with doubt. So if you are someone that is always doubting, that means the conditions you've put yourself in will not allow, it's choking those ideas. Because belief, your belief system, right? Earlier on, I've been teaching on self sabotage, your thinking, your emotions, your behavior. Are they supporting the growth and expansion of your ideas? Are you doing things favorable for your ideas to bloom? Are you thinking thoughts that will support the expansion of your ideas? Okay. Are your emotions in the state of a sense of possibility, right? Because a sense of impossibility kills the idea. A sense of possibility expands the idea. So think of the human mind, the human heart as the ground upon which ideas are sown. Right? The state of your heart, right, will determine the ideas that come into your heart. Is your heart fertile ground that allows it to grow and expand, or do you kill it with doubt? Do you kill it with, you don't have this, so you can't do this? You can't do this, so this cannot happen. Well, these are the things choking back and holding back the growth and expansion of ideas. Okay, so I'm challenging you today again, bring your business ideas to life. Bring your business ideas to life. Is this idea that all businesses starts from an idea? All business ventures begin with an idea. Amazon idea, right? Tesla idea. Okay, Microsoft idea, IBM idea, even a nation, America idea. Let's go across the pond. Let's go and conquer other lands. Idea. Because once you believe in your idea, very soon you're going to share that idea. Once you believe in an idea, very soon you're going to express it, because ideas are always seeking external expression. They're not just supposed to live within you. They are seeking physical expression. They want to come to life, right? Write the vision, make it plain, that he who reads it will run, because ideas, okay, bring about meaningful transformation. They are supposed to be changing, right? This world is renewed by ideas. The state of the world right now, when you think about innovation, creativity, arts, music, right? The sound, the things you see in the world, the things you experience, the things you enjoy, whether it's food, whether it's music, whether it's clothing, everything that is man made, okay, is a physical representation of the thoughts that started in somebody's heart and somebody's mind. Everything that is man made, everything you can touch that is man made, all started with a thought. So thinking is important in this process. Thinking is important. Your thoughts create your reality is a true saying, because thoughts can kill ideas, thoughts can give it life. Thoughts can choke the life out of an idea. The wrong thoughts kill it. The right thoughts give it life. Bringing your ideas to life involves thinking positively, having a sense of optimism, having faith of the vision you see. The vision is the picture of your destination. An idea will take you to a new place. An idea can make you a millionaire. An idea can give you a business. An idea can make you successful. An idea can make you this. An idea that you believe in, that you pursue, will give birth to a new identity for you. Right? An idea could be, I need a new job. An idea could be, I want to be promoted. But if you say the promotion is not for you, one, you just kill the possibility that that idea was bringing to you. So anytime God wants to give you something new, when he wants to change your identity, what will he give you? An idea. For those who know how to pray. Anytime something needs to change, anytime something new is coming to you, anytime, right, promotion is coming, listen, it usually drops as an idea, a concept. Oh, apply for this job. Oh, start this business. Anytime, okay, God wants to give you wealth, what will he give you? It's an idea. It's going to be a thought. It's going to be a thought. So thinking, guys, the way you think, the people around you, the way they think, the people you are talking to, where you are exposing your mind, thoughts is the first thing you have to be careful about. Bringing your business ideas to life includes having thoughts towards that idea that is positive. Having thoughts that is believing that this idea and the future, you have to say, I want it. Because if you can reject it, listen, ideas never impose themselves. Remember, even the concept of, betting Jesus, Mary, everything will come as an appeal. The greatest thing that will ever happen to you will appeal for your attention, for your time, because it's about to use you. The idea is about to use your money, your time, your energy. You see, the farmer is about to be used. The farmer is about to be used, to be put to work for the harvest. Have you ever seen a farmer that planted something and went to sit down and didn't touch any of the seed again? Planted, or have you ever seen a farmer that didn't prepare the ground? Right? This session is preparing your ground. Have you ever seen a farmer that didn't till the ground, that didn't make it pliable, so that the seed is about to plant will hold and yield? Have you seen a farmer that just abandoned, walked away, and came a year later and said, where is my harvest? You won't see. You won't see the harvest. That's what many people are doing today. They are holding on to idea and they are doing nothing about the idea. They're not investing in it. They're not reading a book about it. They're not attending classes. They're not coming to my school. The farmer is about to be put to use. The day you say this seed, you're going to plant it. The moment you plant it, you cannot abandon it, because When you abandon it, very soon weed will choke it and you will never see the outcome. So there's a process involved. So you commit to the start, the entire journey for you to see the end, the finish line. So those who start and give up, it's like pulling out your seed and saying, not again. Okay? So what's the process for making sure your ideas get rooted, get invested in, so that you can eat the fruit that is in that idea? It's a long journey. It's a long, lengthy journey to planting, going through the entire process, and on the other hand, seeing the big tree and enjoying the fruits and the harvest season. Ideas do not discriminate. The same idea that came to you, trust me, ideas are flying all over the world. That's why sometimes people will say, oh, that I had idea. Ideas are everywhere. Ideas are coming at you every day. They are flying in space. They are thoughts. Okay? I've always said that, I've always shared that the mind, the human mind, you experience the world around you, and you have to attach meaning to your experiences. So as you're experiencing the world, you're experiencing pleasant things, unpleasant things, and as you're experiencing the world, some things are clicking for you. Your experience can give birth to an idea. Say, oh, the way this pen is, can we make it blue? That's an idea, right? And once you have an idea, it's about impacting the world. Ideas want to impact the world. Just think about aliens coming from space and they want to land. Ideas go through you and they ask for your permission. Would you give time, energy, and resources and money time to make me impact the world? Right? You are the vehicle that brings ideas to life. They don't just materialize by themselves because, again, it's a seed. You have to give permission to it. First of all, your heart, you have to open your heart. You have to receive it. You have to say yes to that idea. Because once you say yes to an idea, it's like a woman getting impregnated. Listen, now you are ready to bear the burden. Now you have to say, okay, we have to make way. You have to make room. Right? The bigger the idea, the bigger room you have to make. Okay? The bigger the idea, the bigger the vision that you see that is possible, the outcomes you perceive is possible. When this idea is fully grown, fully manifested, who you become, being the person that brought that idea to life. Listen, guys, Jeff Bezos today, because he took an idea, Amazon, called Amazon, the person that he is today is not the person that began the journey. So even ideas change you. They are giving you a new identity. You know, if a woman gives birth, now she's a mom, your identity will change, right? As you bring an idea to life, you will change. You know, those who create music, what do we call them? Musicians. Those who create movies, we call them actors. Your identity becomes tied to your creation. And those who do not create anything, we don't know them. Guys, we don't know people who do not create. Your relevance is tied to your creation. Too deep? People are not ready for this. Your relevance in this life is 100% determined by what you create. Be fruitful, multiply. Listen, your relevance to the world is determined by the value, the things you contribute to this world. This world will count you based on your contribution. Your creation will give you a new identity. It will give you a new name. We know Oprah, right? By the TV show, what she created. Tyler Perry by Madea. James Bond. Authors are known as authors. People who write books, we identify them. We give them a new name. We call them authors. People who dedicate their time to create, right, to document their stories that will impact the world, we give them a name. We give name to people who create solutions for the world. So that idea, as long as it's an idea and it's not in a creation, we still don't know you. We still don't know you. But if you want to be known, trust me, the idea within you, right, is the secret to your success, to being known. Elon Musk, we know him and his creation. The only reason Elon is relevant to today's discussion is because of what he uses his mind to create, right? What he thinks about, how he thinks, and his determination to create his radical thoughts. That's what people respect from him. The guy will say he's going to the moon. He won't stop there. He will show us. The guy will say he will create something people don't think is impossible and commercialize it. And so we are watching the movie. It's a movie, guys. It's a movie. Anybody that takes ideas in their mind and puts their life force to betting and bringing it here on earth for us to see, respect. Those are the people we respect. And everybody that sits on their idea, we call them consumers. You know, they are consumers and producers. Consumers that only consume. Everybody consumes something, but there's a particular name for those who produce, who create, producers, those who manufacture solutions, those who multiply. Remember Genesis 1:28, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it. We have names for those people who practice that mandate from heaven. We call them producers. People who are producing results in the world, people who have dedicated their time, energy, and resources, okay, to creating solutions the world can see and enjoy. And everybody else, we don't know them. You see, even in the digital era, we say creators. Yes, people who create content, at least you are creating something. You are using your life force, your time, your thinking, your mind. You are designing content somebody else will sit down and consume. Yes, there is a name tied to everybody that takes time out, okay, to create. Even if it's content, we will give you a name. We'll call you a creator. And it's so fascinating for those who are Christians. That title is the one actually that is so Christian. Yet many are not practicing this stuff. So bringing your business idea, it's a process. So let me walk you through a few things to be careful on. I've talked about your thoughts, your thinking. Very, very delicate. If you surround yourself with people who pour doubt on your ideas, they've killed it at inception. You can kill it, other people can kill it for you if you give it to them. That's why ideas must be exposed. You know, when they talk about big thinkers, okay, the idea must be exposed to people whose mind have a sense of possibility. Ideas must be exposed to thoughts, emotions, behaviors, right, that inspire it to grow. It's like the manure, okay? The manure, like the farmer that plants a seed, okay? What the farmer has to put, it has to water it, the farmer has to put, nice things, not toxicity. And ideas are the same. The thoughts, things, knowledge, skills you bring together to manifest the idea would help it grow. And if you if you pour negative thoughts, you expose it to negative conditions, it will just shrivel and die away. So knowledge is the cumulative thoughts and ideas, okay, in the physical world that will help you create, following creative process. So for example, let's say you want to create, your idea is to take someone to space. Now you need knowledge, right, to create the vehicle. Aerodynamics, space engineers. Now you must gather people who have skills and knowledge to help you batch that idea. Ideas need knowledge. Ideas will not manifest by themselves. Ideas need people who will study to show themselves approved. Right, brothers, you have an idea. to help man fly, and you're telling me you will not read engineering. And you're telling me you will not be calculating aerodynamics, the laws of aerodynamics, the law of gravity. You're telling me you will not study that. Any area that ideas want to manifest, it means you must study that area. Otherwise, you don't have the knowledge to manifest it. Physical, you see, the physical world has principles that, when followed, those who follow it can easily bat ideas. You must respect. Like, let's say you are a farmer, you want harvest, but you refuse to follow the laws of sowing and reaping. You refuse to study, okay, the timing where you must sow, the timing, sowing time, harvest time. Listen, if you go and sow in the dead of winter, you won't see anything. Right? Springtime, harvest time, fall, you refuse, you want to ignore or abuse physical laws. Your ideas, it won't come. So actually, you need more knowledge about physical world if you want to be the person that builds and implements ideas, not less. Less knowledge cannot help your idea. Little knowledge cannot even help you do anything. Those who want to bet ideas, they consume knowledge. That's why the most successful people in the world, they got successful because they read. They will stay successful because they continue to read, and they surround themselves by brilliant, intelligent people. Ideas need intelligence. When I say intelligence, you will read. You will read good. You listen. The bigger the idea, you want to go to space, and you're telling me Elon Musk will not read aerodynamics and carry his calculator and his pen and will not calculate. You want to farm, and you don't want to learn how long it will take your seed, right, to germinate, what type of fertilizer is required, how much water this seed. Listen, if you pour the wrong amount of water in the wrong seed, dead. Less water. Ideas are delicate. You see, ideas requires intelligent, wise minds, those who comprehend the principles and the laws and the order put in place by heads. They are the only ones that can pull this thing off. Those who will obey. You are a mom, you got pregnant, and you refuse not to eat good food. You refuse not to exercise and stretch your body. You want to abuse the laws, and you think you won't endanger your child. You want to be smoking and drinking. There's some behavior you will abandon if you're somebody that carry ideas. If you're somebody that have a business idea, there are some behavior you must now abandon, because they'll put at risk everything you're trying to do. You are a mother to be, you are smoking, you are drinking, and you are telling me you are not abusing the seed you carry. Guys, many people today, that's why I talk about social media. Be careful. If you're somebody that you want to bet your business ideas, and you keep scrolling on social media, you keep listening to conspiracy theory, you keep exposing yourself to toxic thoughts and toxic behavior, you can't create. You won't create. You can't create, because you are exposing yourself to thoughts that are going after killing the ideas you're carrying. That's why many people are confused today. I tell you, confusion is cheap. Confusion is what you get everywhere. Clarity, progress, success is expensive, because you have to make decisions and investment an average person will not want to make. So if you're someone that you have business ideas, realize that ideas will challenge you to adjust your thinking, behavior, emotion, so that you can be the person to bring life to all of these things. So I'll stop there, because not every I'll just stop there. Every time I talk about the Entrepreneurs Academy, it's a fertile, rich place for you to learn how to build a successful business. because you need the knowledge. You're going to need knowledge, you're going to need relationships, you're going to need to develop skills, right? You're going to need strategies, you're going to need the right mindset, champion mindset, success mindset. You're going to need to change behavior. Those who achieve success take on a new identity, the identity of the person that is about to give birth to their brilliant ideas. So thank you everyone that's joined. Check out toyinumesiri.academy. You can also go to www.toyinumesiri.com/academy to see the different offers, and I invite you to join us. Let me see. Was this a comment? Okay, I see Alicia. Okay, comment. Mr. Olushola, thank you for being here. Any question? I'm done. I'm done for today, at least for now. Do you have any question, comment, reaction before I close out this session? Does anybody want to? Let me check out this. Let me scroll through. Thank you, everybody that joined. I appreciate that. Let me know your questions, your thoughts, comments. If not, I'll close this out for now. Head over to toyinumesiri.com/academy to learn more, because ideas need safe spaces, big minds. Really, really, really so important. I was incredibly, I feel blessed, right? I am blessed. And when I remember when I was in corporate, right, part of the blessing was this incubation of my idea, you know, to the biggest minds in the world. I had such incredible, incredible opportunity, and I still have such. So when you see that I host events and I bring incredible, brilliant minds to my show, right, government, I'm always attracting, right? And you need to do this as well. The bigger your idea, right? You need big thinkers to surround your ideas and help it manifest. You do. I remember when I was at Walmart's headquarters, when I was having my idea before I left and resigned to do the work I'm doing now. I had exposed it to big thinkers, and I remember one VP said, "Oh, Tony, have you read about Chicago boys, the story of my country, Chile?" Then another VP was like, "Tony, have you spoken to this person that is in charge of everything coming out of Cambodia, Vietnam for Walmart?" Then I set up calls, literally in the time difference. She was joining from Cambodia, telling me the story of Vietnam, financial, how they built their economy after the war. They owed so much money to the old Soviet. They used to manufacture military uniform to pay off their debts, government wise. And then after they had done that, they realized they had implemented an apparel industry. They put it together to pay their debt, but after they paid their debt, now they realize, oh, we are very, very good with manufacturing. She said she was one of those people that then went all over the world. Victoria's Secret, this company pitching Vietnam, right, as a hub for manufacturing apparel. She told me the story of the things they had to do back then. Today, pick up your clothes, you see made in Vietnam. And the other people that told me about Chile, he explained, some Chicago boys, the dictators in the late 70s, early 80s, they had this agreement with US government. Listen, I have stories. If you want to hear stories, I have tons of stories. My journey has taken me to far away lands. Chicago boys, then they went to Chicago, studied under the one of the best economists back then, and then they were sent back home to Chile. And then when they went back, the then dictator, he wasn't really, nobody, it was a dictator, period, but he strategically placed these boys in strategic positions in the government. They implemented this policy and flipped the economy around. And today, Chile is the one of the highest productive nations in the world. When you look at export numbers, it's a small nation, but listen, you eat banana from Chile. The same thing, India. Like people have said, Toyi, look at the world. These are the things people have to do if they want to turn things around. Productivity, creativity, innovation, roll up your sleeve, pure form hard work, sales skills, manufacturing, and any person and any nation in the world and any group of people that refuse to do any of these things, Toyi, we are talking about, they will be beggars. Anybody that refuse to bring their ideas to life and commercialize it and sell it and export it and sell You will sell everything. And people who don't know how to sell, people who don't create what they consume, listen, you will sit down and other people will dump their stuff on you. You will pay the price for other people's productivity. So while we are having this conversation on social, it doesn't end here. These are conversations at the corridors of power. National power, continental power. Listen, Toyin said, guys, entrepreneurship, business development, wealth creation, education. For those who are talking about, poverty, listen, teach people how to commercialize their ideas. Teach them the skills to create apparel, create shoes, create bag, and sell it. That's it. That's the solution. Make things and sell it. That's the whole principle of the West. But I'm not going to talk too much. Let me bring myself home. I think I see some questions here. Let me find it. How do we do this when out of the country? Oh, wait a minute. Knowledge, relationship, mindship, skills. How do we do this when out of the country? What? The Fumi Dari, can you express your question more? How do we do this when out of the country? I am not fully understanding. One of the things though that I'll call out quickly. Alicia says, hi motivator. Guys, listen. Oh, it takes all of us. The day you say yes to an idea, the idea is coming for you. It's coming for your time, your energy, your resources, because it wants to multiply itself. It wants to multiply. When you see a pregnant woman, the idea is multiply. The baby is eating. It needs you to eat food. The baby will put you to work. It will use you, all your money, all your time. Even when you're sleeping at night, you're taking a pen, you're still writing. Oh my god. The idea will mess you up. It would consume you until you manifest. Until you manifest. But one thing you have to watch out for, I think Fumi Dare, what you are saying, said some people believe that certain regions of the world may give more room to their idea. So I'm assuming that's what you're saying, but correct me if I'm wrong. Some people believe that certain territories, certain regions of the world hold specific, unique, spaces for birthing of ideas. Think about Silicon Valley. Think about New York. New York to fashion. Think about France, Paris. Think about China. Think about Detroit. Think about Benton Harbor, Bentonville, where I was living before, headquarters of Walmart. Let me tell you, listen, the types of people and the way of thinking will determine, right, what gets created anywhere you are in the world. When people put their heads, this saying of let's put our heads together. When people come together and based on their conversations and their way of seeing the world and their way of believing and their sense of possibility, okay, they will give birth to their environment. I have seen this and I continue to experience it 100%. Right? Is that brilliant minds, guys, what you need to work on is your thinking. Wherever you are in the world, work on your thinking. Anywhere you are in the world, just work on your thinking, the way you think, who you expose yourself to, who you're having a conversation with. That's an idea, is a thought. Listen, and there are other thoughts that will come for it, good or bad. Your job is to protect your idea and to expose it to thoughts that would enrich it and make it bigger and better. That's what I have enjoyed. I've enjoyed the access to, imagine sitting with someone that's run a $40 billion company and say, oh, I have this idea. The person fans me into, Tony, what do you need? How can we help you? Someone that sold a business for $29 billion. I'm sitting and saying, this is the idea I'm trying to create and manifest right now. This is what I'm trying to do. And the person, is having coffee. I don't want to put names out there, but he's having coffee with me and saying, Tony, what resources do you have? I'm like, yeah. He said, that resource is not going to be enough. I'm going to give you 50% of that resource. Go find the rest. I'm with you. Call me when you need me. I'm going to show up. I'm like, what? So, you know what? Many people believe nobody will help them. It's because you are talking to the wrong people. I have enjoyed, listen, the only way I can do the things I do, calling people from the ends of the earth, ambassadors, World Bank, government, right, is because I enjoy good, brilliant, supportive, innovative, creative, productive people. If you surround your life with productive people, they will help you produce. If you surround yourself with unproductive people, they will help you stay where they are. So there are productive minds and there are unproductive minds, period. If you live in a region where nobody's creating, nobody's generating, everywhere looks, and you are exposed, listen, if you can run, now these days you can run away virtually. Stick your head into my academy. You will get everything you need to commercialize your idea. Okay, I think you've rewritten that question. You were talking about developing our idea. I'm asking if you're outside your country, Nigeria, and you need help navigating. Okay, that call is still not complete. I am joining you from Chicago. Okay, I'm a Nigerian American, so I'm joining you from Chicago. So I just want to make sure there's context there. Oh, okay. Finish. I'm reading in between the line because your statements are not complete, but I'm assuming that maybe you've left Nigeria, so you are an African in diaspora. Correct me because I'm just reading in between the line. You've not said it, but I'm assuming. You said if you're outside of your country, Nigeria, and you need help navigating. I'm in Chicago. Okay, what else is here? And birthing your ideas. Okay. And if you need, one-on-one coaching, there's also some services. You can join my academy for sure. But let me just assume what you're talking about is being a diaspora, that you're not in your native country, and you want to start a business venture, and you're an African diaspora. Like, I'm just share your ideas and thoughts with the right people. Yes, 100%. Okay, so I'm making I'm trying, I'm really, really trying. I want to help answer that question, but I don't want to. This is why a lot of one-on-one is better, or join the school as well. So I'm making assumptions that what you're asking is if you are if you are living outside of your country, how do you still start your business? So one of the things I'll say is most people that venture from one country to the other, usually that beginning stage when you are leaving or entering, there's so much optimism, right? Your ideas are still with you. What I've seen that happens more often is that the moment you transfer into a new region, because I've gone through the immigrant journey before, is that survival takes over, and then most ideas, they take back burner. So maybe before, when you were living to a new country, or for example US or UK or Canada, you have the sense of belief. Oh, I'm going here, then I'll be this, then I'll be that, then I'll start a business, then I'll, right? You have a lot of ideas, and your hopes for the future, they are grand. What usually happens is that the transformation, the journey to settle into a new region, listen, it's an 100% survival journey. You have to survive. Like, the immediate need is to survive. So what usually happens is that over a period of time, so maybe for the next 5 years, you survive, you establish, you stabilize. Many times people forget to go and pick their ideas back. Survival mode can now be perpetual. So what was supposed, a mindset that was supposed to only help you survive for a period of time, some people now take that same mindset perpetually into their future. They don't disrupt survival anymore. Once you settle, once you are now okay, what usually happens is people are now afraid. Fear now sets in. Fear of what they remember, like what they went through. They don't want to go back there. So fear now makes people hanging on to survival. And so when things like what I'm sharing comes in and say people say you can start a business, you can start people don't want to let go, because truly, 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 you actually have to invest into a new future, just like you invested into the past. Every growth, every growth trajectory requires you to disrupt wherever you are in pursuit of something higher. And many people are so afraid of letting go of what they've built so far through survival to being able to ascend to higher dimensions that will actually give them success, more success. So a lot of diaspora today, they are locked into the mode of survival because truly there's no safety net, right? And the perception really of what will happen if this doesn't work out, the way they think everything, they don't see the sense of possibility. I guess that's it. When you cannot see what's possible, when you cannot believe for more, you stay where you are and you hold on to what you have in your hand. So I don't know if that's what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know if that was what the question was about, in terms of if you're an immigrant. Yeah, yes. So I don't know if that was the key thoughts there. Hi Albert, welcome to the space. I was just about to wrap up, but there are questions. I'm answering our questions now. It says I'm in Chicago. Who says okay? Listen, if you want to come on video as well on this, maybe that will help, because you said that was it. Okay, the Fumi Dare says so. My explanation was what you were talking about, the diaspora. Oh, you said you are also in Chicagoland area also. Do you want to come on video? Are you available to come on video now on Instagram? Because your question, I was trying to read in between your question. I knew there was so much more to your question. So if you want to send me a request, you said diaspora. I'm trying to read. You said thank you. That was it. Yes, the diaspora. Okay. Okay, I was reading in between the lines. So, oh my gosh, maybe I need to do another session just for diaspora, because I get it. Listen, I am you, you are me. We've been through it. I've been in the US since how many years now? Next 19 years. 19. 19, guys. 19 years. Why am I laughing? Okay. You said you come on video. Okay, she sent a request in. Let me bring you on so we can have this conversation. Go live. Yes, let's do this. Let's do this. I hope it works. I've accepted. I hope this works. Is it coming on?
Yes, it is.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good afternoon. Funny enough, I just started following you. I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday?
I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Oh,
I saw
wow.
you talking about something, Aurora, something, something. I was like, Aurora is just because I'm in Naperville.
You're in Naperville. Listen, this is my neck of the woods here. Wow.
Okay. We are neighbors. I mean, whatever you were talking about, I'm like, Aurora is not far from me. And I think you were saying it's the second largest city in the Chicagoland area. I used to think it was Naperville. So I was like, is that true? I was
By
thinking about that.
population. By
Yeah.
population.
Right. So I okay, my question. Thank you so much for attempting to read in between the lines and all of that. So my question really is you know how, and you hit it on the head, which I did for my master's and all of that. But now I'm doing business, but I would not say I'm doing business. I'll just say I have a side also, right? Because and there's a lot of gray areas. There's a lot of okay, people you hear in bits and pieces, especially for those of us that are immigrants and are black, basically, or Africans. You hear things like, oh, okay, just open have an LLC at least. Okay, I have that is open. Okay, what's the next step? Okay, where do I source? Okay, what do I do? How do I open up? How do people know me? Okay, yeah, go on social media. It's just very
Scattered.
yes, yes. So that was my question. Like, how do you
Yes.
navigate? Because you need the people, like you rightly said, the relationship, the skills, the all of that. So that was my
Yes.
question.
And that question is actually what led me to create a school for entrepreneurs, because my husband is a university professor, and my late father was part of establishing two Nigerian universities. I come from the world of business. I worked at the headquarters of Walmart. So I came into this landscape, with business knowledge. And I don't know if you said you started following me yesterday, so you probably may not be aware of the depth and breadth of work that I do. I'm also the founder of Trade with Africa Business Summit. I also run a TV show where I actually engage in business dialogue with investors and government. I also sit on a council by
So, oh my God.
yeah, I sit on a council, Illinois Council, by appointment of the US Secretary of Commerce. It's called the Illinois District Export Council. So I engage a lot with US government and African government, right? And if you're watching the other live stream, you see, like, I have this plaque. This is an award serving as an ambassador for intra-African trade. So I'm involved heavily. I'm not just a regular, oh, start your
Social
business.
media or the
It's
social
not, no, no,
media.
it's not just social.
I know what that feels like.
Social media is where I engage with the grassroots. On my TV show, we're bringing on government, ambassadors, World Bank, leaders, I host world leaders in other forums. But what's happening is there's a disconnect between the conversations world leaders are having. Like, for example, this week, UNAG, right? The leaders are always having their conversations. What usually happens is there's a disconnect between that and grassroots engagement. So many of my solutions and platform, they bridge those two things. So I'm just trying to say, everything you just said, you are not alone. It's actually the biggest challenge in entrepreneurship, is that there's no curriculum. I had to create a curriculum for entrepreneurs, because the day you want to transition from employee mindset, in fact, I wrote a book on this mindset of an entrepreneur, strategy, skills, and mindset for achieving business growth and success. Is that when I left corporate to become an entrepreneur and I ran my own race, I encountered so many people that were equally passionate about what I was saying. Let's trade with Africa. Let's start businesses. Let's export. Let's sell this. Let's buy this. And this is what we call formal versus informal trading. Right? They are formalized trading, where the instruments of trading, purchase orders, invoices, business development in this side of the world is highly sophisticated. Highly sophisticated. When we say business development, consumer insight, market research, right? Product development. It's a school of study by itself. It's not rocket science, but it's a school of study. So the biggest gap that I saw, and this is why I created the Entrepreneurs Academy, is that the A to Z, how to go from idea to commercializing the idea, monetizing it, building business structure to make it viable, commercially viable. Listen, you are on your own. 100% you're on your own. That's why they tell you to fail fast. That's the biggest problem. If you look at the numbers, the statistics of how many businesses start and which ones survive, right? But here is the key: those who win, those who survive, the wise thing they do, they won't tell you. Businesses that win and survive and become $1 million or more, they are built in community. Businesses that will survive, they are built in community. They won't tell you. I will tell you that the startup ecosystem, what we call startup ecosystem, entrepreneurial status, startup ecosystem, because in the economic development world, when you hear the phrase economic development, this is how governments see the economy. When they say they are trying to develop the economy, several things are happening. Those who develop the economy, they are business people. Those who start businesses, they fall into the startup entrepreneurship ecosystem. You want to build your business, you want to move it into established business, then you move into the classification of small business, right? And then they also support small businesses. They want you to grow. And the way you grow, once you've established, is to go national or international. So government incentives target startups, right? Small business expansion, international expansion. That's how it is organized. But what usually happens is, if you are not in the community where these conversations are happening, you cannot tap into any of the resources and support. That is why on my show, those who are my members, they will see that the last couple of shows, in fact, next week I'm bringing women business development community for Chicago and Aurora. 3 people will be on my show. We'll be talking about how US government supports women businesses through their office. Right? In the past, I've brought SBA, the second in command to the overall head of US SBA. I've brought in Exim. So my show, I usually bring these resources because my community is completely disconnected from wealth building conversation. If you think you can sit in your house by yourself and build a multi-million dollar business, think again. That's not how it is done. It is done in business chambers. It is done in community, because you need people, you need resources. In fact, the people you will sell to, the people who will buy your services and solutions, you have to be in community with them. If they don't know you, we buy from people we know, like, and trust. So part of the unfortunate things people are doing, people are hiding and they want to build a business. It can't grow. If people don't know you, who will buy from you? If people don't know you, you have to actually expose yourself. You have to expose yourself to knowledge, resources, information. You have to actually, the new mindset of an entrepreneur that I'm talking about, not the, listen, employee mindset. You can do life all by yourself, you and your desk and your computer. That's it. That's all that is required to have a salary. Once you can find an employer, that's it. You don't need to go and network, unless maybe you want to, corporate politics, you want to move up. The moment you want to ascend in business, listen, or even in your company, you network. Right? So the real conversation that we have to have within our community that we are not having is that everybody's trying to be something by themselves. You can do that if you're an employee. But if the day you become an entrepreneur, employee mindset stands in the way, because you cannot, the information you need, the resources you need is in somebody else's hands. Your success is dependent by the relationships you can unlock. The money, even the money, salary is in one person's hand. The money that you will make is in people's hands. People's hands. Right? So I know I just try to give you this more of a philosophical landscape, but there are also technical knowledge. Technical, right? That you have to branding, marketing, sales. So what I do in my school is I take people through A to Z, because I know, listen, if you are tempted by yourself, 5 years, you're still spinning around, because nobody's here to help anybody. You actually pay for help. Nobody, right? Nobody helps you do your, like, this thing is real, but we're not having this real conversation. I know this is probably shocking to some people, right? Go ahead, please.
Thank you. That was very helpful, and actually, it's true, because, like you said, I'm here and I understand. Like I said, my side hustle. You're just telling to people that kind of know you, maybe in church, and then after that, then what next? Okay, you're trying to push sponsored ads and all of that. Then what next? Then you're kind of like on a particular level, So yeah, what you're doing. I'll probably look into that academy. And I have one question.
Please.
And I know your academy it's is it a self-paced, like kind of like an online program, or is it like a live program with access to yourself and probably some of these resources that you just spoke about?
It's a combination. So it's self-paced because the the academic program is now structured as self-paced, but when it was running live last year, the entire, like every week last year, those who were participating last year, they were attending the sessions last year live. Okay. So that section, the accelerator program, is self-paced. However, every week, every day, I'm still engaged. I'm adding, like, where we've moved more into the advanced. So what we are doing now is millionaire mindset coaching, advanced sales coaching. But any new person that wants to jump on board, you need to complete that foundational 10-week accelerator. You have to, even when I say 10-week accelerator, it's truly an accelerator because it took a year. But now we say, Ori, it's structured that in 10 weeks, you can build that foundation. There's mindset programs, because when you want to brand, this is what usually happens. People, if you don't work on you before you brand, you brand your old identity, right? And usually that identity is very limited in the sense of, oh, I'm shy, oh, I don't want to be out there, oh, who's going to listen to me, oh, that it's lacking a lot of confidence. So the way it is paced, the mindset program, the life strategy program comes first, because it will unlock, right? One of the programs says, embrace the mindset of a champion, right? Because you have to think like you win in your mind before you ever win in the world. And anything in your mind that is telling you you can't win is already stopping you from, right? So you deal with all of that, and then you move into branding and then marketing and all of those. And once you build that foundation, then you join us with the live, like the advanced. But there's a lot of catching up people have to do, which is self-paced. Because some people will tell me, oh, 1 a, in fact, I see some alerts 1 a.m., 2 a.m., because some people are working during the day and doing the class at night. So there's a lot of flexibility there. But the other thing that also happens is, within the network, you can set up one-on-one with me whenever you want. So I also provide support to my students. So for example, next week, one of my students says, oh, I'm on week 4 now. I just want to talk to you to help me finalize and fine tune some things. And yeah, she set up next week. I'm going to meet with her one-on-one, and then we'll address that, and then she proceeds with the next week, right? So yeah, so it's a blend of two: self-paced and access and support to me. And then you also meet other people, and that's also where I put my TV show content that runs in Aurora. So when it comes to even government support, what can you do with government, contact information, SBDC, because they have free support. If you want to go international, what does the government have for you? That's also where I put all of those resources as well. So it's kind of like a 360, it's a 360 focused development program for entrepreneurs, right? Because listen, I've been out here, I left corporate, right? There's nobody, you're on your own.
That's true.
until you now achieve success, people will now be like, oh, Toy. I'm like, guys, if not for God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we have to, as a community, we have to invest in business community. That's really one of the biggest gaps, that people don't may not, if you've never built wealth, if you've never been a business owner, you may not realize that every city, every state, business owners are meeting almost every day or every week in private rooms. It's what gives back to yacht clubs, golf clubs, chambers of commerce, this chamber, that chamber, that chamber, that chamber, because that's where people exchange ideas, and that's also where they give each other business exchange. That's why they buy and sell from each other. That's where you know what is happening and where the opportunities are, and people actually network so that you can say, oh, this is my business, this is what I do, and then they actually also do business with one another in those spaces. May I ask, what do you sell? Is it a physical product or a service?
It is physical, and they're like Afrocentric inspired outfits
Mm-hmm.
and accessories. Yes.
Right. Most of those things has to be showcased. And in fact, even before you showcase it, you have to get clear on the vision you have for it. How big is this? How big are you going? Who is it targeted for? Right? Because one of the challenges is that, particularly in Afrocentric stuff, depending on the designs, you may have to be careful who your ideal customer is. Is it other diaspora African, or are you trying to penetrate the African American, you know, demographic, or Caucasian demographic? Because how you present it, how you package it, how you market it is going to be influenced based on who you're targeting. In fact, how you even price it will also be affected.
That's very true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Those are all things to think about.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, because if you approach me and you offer me African outfits, right,
Yeah.
I will hesitate. You know why? Because I have my own source of supply.
Gotcha.
If you attempt to sell people who have direct source to the same thing you're trying to sell, and this is true whether it's what you're selling or anything.
Yeah.
Yesterday I held a session and I was challenging people to answer this question. What do you know that they don't know? What can you do that they cannot do? What are they trying to achieve that they are not able to achieve? Why are they not able to achieve it? I just shared those basic things because in my school there are a bunch of questionnaire you answer. But just those three things I was sharing yesterday is to help you understand that people pay you to do what they cannot do. They pay you to know what they do not know that you know. And if they can do what you're doing, why would they pay you? Right? If they know what you know, what are we paying for? So the gap of knowledge, the gap of skill, the gap of capacity is what we spend money. If you can plant your own banana, you won't go to Walmart to buy the banana. If you have fish and meat at home, if you have your own chicken in your backyard, I'm kidding. I always try to be funny. If you have your own farm, if you're a farmer, you have chicken, cow, everything in your own backyard, you will not seek it out. You don't go to Walmart anymore. If you can bake your own bread, what am I buying bread for? So, business is excellence in service delivery. You are delivering services people may not want to do for themselves or cannot do for themselves. If you are a doctor, why would you be looking for a doctor again? I don't know. I'm trying to help entrepreneurs understand the world doesn't function the way you think it does. The world functions a certain way, and it's our job to understand and unlock how it works. And I just busted the bubble to say, listen, if you are selling things people know how to get, and they do have, there's no, they won't see, they'll wonder like, why am I going to, right? So in a way, if you can factor that into your business strategy, you want to be selling to people who cannot access, who do not have direct access to whatever it is you're selling. They are the people to appreciate it. The people who do not know the road to Africa. Okay, I
Right.
know. The people who do not know the road to Africa, but they want a taste of Africa, they are the ones that can appeal and pay big money to be connected to Africa. But the people who can call their sister to send them the same thing, I'm just being very direct here. I hope you appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Because I can imagine what you've gone through in your attempt to sell to your community. They won't. That's why people say, "Oh, they are not supporting me." It's not that they are not supporting me. Is that you are selling them things they do not value or want. That's
Yeah.
just
Funny
it.
enough, kind of like the opposite, but at this point. But again, like I
But
said,
that's
it's
good.
still not a, it's kind of like the opposite, but it's still not big. We're not there yet, and I'm thinking of something bigger. And when we begin to think about bigger things, then of course my community community in the US will not be
That's
my sole target.
that's fantastic. If that's fantastic, I would challenge you a little bit though to go and do a little bit more research on why they are buying and if why they are buying is sustainable. Some people will buy to support you because of the personal relationship they have with you, to encourage you. Okay. So again, when it comes to entrepreneurship as a business educator, never take things as face value. You want to think about long-term success for your business. If you just started, say a year, 2 years, and they are supporting, be thankful. But you have to wonder, me personally, the reason is because, do you know why they are buying from you?
That's a good question. I think
Is it sentimental purchases?
I don't think so. I think it's also some people also need, like, you have a contact, and some people, like, we have people that have been here for like 19 years as well,
Exactly.
and they don't really
Exactly.
care. They
Exactly.
don't really care about what's going on in
Exactly.
Nigeria at this point. So
Okay.
and they don't want the stress of having to do measurement. They just want a ready to wear thing, something I'll just grab and go,
Yes.
and I have it readily available. So I
Yeah.
think that is one factor.
Mhm.
And I think another factor may be a little bit of uniqueness, and then maybe the third factor would also be because I like to dress up. Just pardon my look, right?
No. Trust me.
Sunday dress up girl.
Yes.
So I'm kind of a little bit stylish and have a eye for beauty, and so people see that on me and they just gravitate and they just know I want.
Fantastic.
I'm not done.
Eventually even opened a physical store in New Jersey. And she does, there are many things now we're doing that is really taking our business to the next level, because at the end of the day, it's part of the vision, right? So she ended up, opening a physical store, and she does things in the wedding industry. She's into bulk, and we had to re-engineer our entire business model, right? So she actually does a lot of bulk different things now, and now we're into more exploring more B2B. So again, business is an idea. Business starts from an idea, but the implementation, execution of that idea, it's there's a different structure around it. There's business development, there's business model engineering. You have your customers, you have your products, you have to match it. What types of customers are they, profiling them? You have to do a lot of psychology, mindset. That's why I asked you, do you know why they are buying? Because you have to know at what point people make buying decisions and what influences buying decisions, if you want to scale up, right? But if you don't know why people buy, you can't multiply that outcome, because to design a process, it has to be repeatable, predictable, and scalable, right? So that behavior, what you are looking for is similar minded people that that reflects the same reason people have bought from you. You want to say, where are more people like that? Those are the people you will be marketing. So in the marketing strategy space, is that you want to target people who have a high chance of buying the same thing that people have been buying. And the way you do it is to understand the profile and the thinking pattern of those people, and then you target them with the right message. Otherwise, you're just singing to everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's very helpful. I don't want to hold you too
No
much, but
problem.
I'm probably going to go on the link in your bio and try to, dig deeper into those the academy that you talked about.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably one.
Awesome. And
I have
what?
a lot of question. I have a lot of other concerns, especially in the area of some hurdles that you cross when you're here. So, but I don't want to say that on.
No, trust me. Listen. Oh my. Listen. This is why this work is so important. This thing I'm doing is, creating business conversations around cultural dimensions. Because one of the mindset programs that I designed for entrepreneurs, because I serve a lot of immigrants as well.
Okay,
There was,
that was
yeah,
my question.
yeah, no,
Okay.
culture shows up. One of them, I'd say, activate the power of clarity. And I say three things are in the way: nature, nurture, and culture. Nature, right? Nurture and culture. And most of the time, nature, the identity we've taken on, is highly shaped by culture and nurture. And most of the identity, culturally speaking, now, most of the identity is in conflict with the businesswoman you're trying to become. So you have to go in opposite direction to everything they told you you needed to be. Right? You talk too much, right? They don't talk like this, talk like that, you know, things that put fear. Fear is one of those things you have to confront to do this work, particularly as immigrants, as a diaspora. You will confront everything you're afraid of and you overcome it. So there's a lot of work we have to do in our community, because the things that mute us, the things that minimizes us, the things that people are afraid of, they are the very things you have to overcome to achieve success. It's kind of like a hurdle. You have to get bigger and you have to jump over it to over. So there are multi-layered things that we have to navigate, that an average American does not have to. They don't have to do. It's not even in their subconscious. They don't even, the things we worry about, they don't even, it doesn't even exist in their own consciousness.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't. And really, honestly, when you handle this nature nurture culture, everything else, you see that you can compete better. Nature nurture culture is the first hurdle that stops people from bringing their ideas to life. What will people think? Will they support? And then this other thing of hesitation in communication, branding, marketing, sales. The fundamental skill is communication. Imagine if I'm not hosting this session, would you ever have found me? No. Right? Listen, if you Google my name, I'm everywhere.
That's why. And then when I heard the Aurora, it was literally, I think it was even in the night yesterday. I don't even
Maybe I should be saying Aurora more.
maybe it was a sponsored ad, or it was, I don't even know what it was. I can't know that I found something on Instagram and I clicked. And when I heard entrepreneur, I was like, okay, let me listen to this one now.
Oh.
What are the requirements? Oh Lord, I don't even know. I have an idea. Then I knew that you was, of course, you're a Nigerian, and I was like, oh wow, is this person now in Chicago? I'm confused. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna follow, and then let's see how it goes. And then now, so I'm so happy that.
Oh, wow. Maybe I should start saying Aurora more, Chicago. Like, listen, because
I Aurora area, man.
I'm literally in Aurora.
Okay. Let's
My TV show is housed in the mayor's administrative building for Aurora. I run 2 TV shows on Aurora community television. So I work with the mayor's communications team every week. Like next week, Tuesday, I'm going to be hosting Women's Business Development Center, Chicago and Aurora, 3 people on my show. And the show is in downtown Aurora, the mayor's office there. So I'm literally, and then I go to Chicago for business. I do stuff in Chicago whenever I need to. Yeah, I mean, Aurora.
Oh wow. So do you people come, not like people in government that will I say entrepreneurs or upcoming or people that are interested? Do you do anything like that?
I do. In fact, what's also happening? So my TV show is designed as a talk show. Now, so I have 2 shows. This new one is designed as a talk show, and what I'm going to be doing more, like I started it, then I stopped it, then I think we'll see how things go. But the idea is, as I'm hosting these key business leaders, investors, bankers, government that can help us grow our businesses, we also have an audience area where you can come and network and meet these people, right, in as part of the show. So that's something that I opened up, then I closed it, The reason is because our community, people like you, everybody is hiding instead of showing up.
I'll show up. Open it. Please open it. I'll show up.
Because I tell people you have to come out and network. You have to shake hands, you have to bring your cards. Never mind social media. Just as I'm on social media, do social media. But even before social media, before 2020, everything I was doing was physical. I was one of those people that my events, people will fly halfway around the world to be in my room because they were high profile, high impact, like big business. Like some of the government people that I met, they've closed $500 million deals, governments, on my platform in Chicago. That one, I held it in Chicago. So, what is going on now? Never mind, we all now moved on social media. You're here, you're here. It has its advantages just like this. However, if you want to grow your business fast, in person is still the way to go because trust is built faster in person. Trust is deepened faster. If I see you, you see me, you smell me, you shake my hands. There's no replacement for that. So that's why even for me, no matter how much I do on social media, trust me, in person is still it. I just told you about me. Listen, I'm in person. I'm in person because in person business still happens faster in person because when we see people, we know people, there's something you feel about people's energy. You can see their eyes, you can grasp, you can see, you can believe them, you can know that they care more, and business moves faster in person. So online is great. I do both, right? Particularly grassroots and engagement, encouraging people, supporting people online. But the biggest side of business, trust me, it's impersonal. In fact, many of the government people I host on my show, they are not allowed, they cannot engage on social media like you. There's so much they cannot, they can't. I don't know how to say this. Those who need their resources, it's like the social media is not where that conversation happens. It's physical events. Sharing my own experience. Someone also said, "What products do you import?" I was before, but do you have any other questions before I close out?
No, I'm good. I can come up. I really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Go to the link in the bio and then I'll take it up from there.
Yes.
Thank you so.
No, thank you. And I know the question now is more about international trade. My company, so there's the academy, but my company also handles advanced like export programs as well in international trade development. So reach out as well. Let me quickly close out here.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye now. Bye. Thank you. For those on Clubhouse, hi Herbert. Did you have any question before I'm closing out now? Any questions? And I see Incofab and then Austin just came in. I'm actually wrapping up for the session right now. So let me close this